B5.
What is up, friends? Good morning and greetings and welcome to the Brightside, your nutritional program dedicated to the understanding of the vast, wild, crazy world of nutritional supplementation. I'm your host, Pharmacist Ben, nutritional pharmacist from Boulder, Colorado, registered pharmacist number 12275. I specialize in using nutritional supplements where other healthcare practitioners use toxic pharmaceutical drugs and deadly medical procedures. If you suspect that there are natural nutritional roads to your vitality, to your health and well-being, and to addressing your health challenges, whatever they may be, but you don't know where to begin, you have come to the right place. As you listen to the Bright Side every day, you are more and more in control of your body. You are more and more knowledgeable, and you know you can overcome any health issue. That's why we're here every day on the Bright Side, helping clear up the sometimes confusing world of nutrition and nutritional supplementation. Over the last 27 years of practicing pharmacy, I have seen drug-free recoveries from diabetes and hypertension and obesity and skin diseases like psoriasis and eczema and rosacea, digestive ailments, autoimmune issues of all kinds, recoveries that by the standards of modern medicine can only be called a miracle. But what is in the world of the body, what is in the world of biology, standard operating procedure. Because the human biological system is a healing system, it's a regenerating system, it's a renewing system. It is designed on a divine basis to heal, renew, regenerate itself moment to moment, and while it may seem like a miracle to some folks, it really is no miracle at all. It is just the way the body works. If you have questions about health or nutrition or prescription drugs or degenerative diseases, or you want to get off your meds and get on a good nutritional supplement program, let us help you. Our number is 855-660-4261, 855-660-4261. Try to call early so we can get to as many calls as possible at 855-660-4261. If you have a success story, love hearing those. If you want to simply contribute to the conversation, 855-660-4261 is your call-in number on the Bright Side. If you want to purchase any of the longevity products that you hear us talk about on the Bright Side, you can head over to brightsideben.com, pull down on the shopping cart, or you can call the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470. And make sure you ask them about joining the Brightside Ben team for a one-time $10 fee. You can start yourself a longevity business, help share the products, and in return for sharing the products, you can get yourself some thank you checks, some pretty substantial thank you checks if you do it right. Some folks are making quite a bit of money selling the longevity products, sharing the longevity products, which basically sell themselves. Just give somebody a little Beyond Tangy Tangerine to try and watch what happens. If they're like most folks, they'll notice results pretty darn quickly. And I've been watching the results that people get from the Beyond Tangy Tangerine since 1997, 17 plus years. You can find out all about it by calling the Brightside Ben phone team at 866-735-2470 or heading over to brightsideben.com, taking a look at our shopping cart, and clicking on the Join the Team link on the upper left-hand corner of the page. Also want to remind you all to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com, which we update regularly with news stories and blog posts. Thank you to my webmaster, Robert Lundgren, for doing such a fine job at pharmacistben.com. Okay. We're talking about cell waste, how cells process waste. Yesterday we said it's no problem. Cells make waste. Just like cells are like little people, really. They do everything we do. They think, they process information. Cells divide. Cells have a skeletal system. Cells have an information processing system. We call that the cell membrane. And cells have a waste disposal system. Under ordinary circumstances, as part of their ordinary day-to-day activities, cells make waste, and that's no problem. Cells are like a little municipality. They have their own little waste incinerator system. They have a waste disposal system, which is technically called a lysosome. A some in biochemistry means body, S-O-M-E, some. Whenever you hear some, just means a thing, a body. Lys means to destroy. A lysosome is a destroying body. Lys is the Latin term for destroy. Some is the Latin word for body. Thus, a lysosome is a body or a structure that destroys things, or more accurately, it chemically incinerates. It chemically burns waste material. And every cell in the body, every one of the trillions, tens of trillions, maybe 100 trillion cells, just contemplate that for a moment. What the heck does that even mean? 100 trillion cells. Our bodies are a community of 100 trillion cells, somehow getting along famously with each other. And each one of these cells has dozens of little chemical incinerators, dozens of little lysosomes that are mandated to destroy waste. These lysosomes are destruction powerhouses that contain super aggressive chemicals that can destroy pretty much anything a cell can make. That's why these chemicals are located in these little entities, these little bodies, because they're very, very powerful and very, very aggressive. When cells die in large numbers, if we have an immune problem or an autoimmune disease and cells die, these very toxic, aggressive chemicals that are localized in the little tiny lysosome in the cell are released into the extracellular matrix, the stuff around the cells, and this accounts for the inflammation and the immune system activation that's associated with cell destruction. This is where the downward spiral of disease and pathology and bodily breakdown occur. Once cells break down, say you have some kind of suffocation going on or starvation, lack of nutrition, you're not getting your mighty 90 nutrients or you're eating the wrong kinds of foods, cells start to break down. When that cell dies, when the cell breaks down and dies, it releases these lysosomal chemicals into the area around the cells. Then you get more inflammation, then you get more starvation and suffocation, then you get more cell death, then you get more lysosomal enzymes that are released into the extracellular matrix. This is called a downward spiral of degenerative disease, and it all starts out from that one food that we ate or one chemical that we got in through breast milk when we were young. That's when it all starts. In any case, when cells die off, they can release these lysosomal enzymes into the matrix around the cell, and that accounts for inflammation and the degenerative downward spiral that we call degenerative disease. When we work out intensely, lift weights or run, one of the things that happens to muscle cells is they break down and they release their lysosomal chemicals. These aggressive, irritating, inflammatory chemicals can be released into the muscle area as the muscle cells break down and when we're lifting weights. This is one of the major causes of the pain and the soreness that can result from an intense workout. Any exertion, any weightlifting, any running, any mechanical stress can cause, even aerobic exercise, even a lack of oxygen from aerobic exercise can cause cell death and the release of these lysosomal chemicals. This is why when you come home from the gym or when you come home from any kind of workout, if you're swimming or playing tennis or golfing, when you come home from a workout, that's the best time to do your nutritional supplements. Not only will your body absorb those nutrients rapidly when you come home from a workout, but if you take your nutrients, if you take your nutritional supplements when you come home from the gym, you can minimize some of this post-workout inflammatory effects that are caused by this the release of lysosomal chemicals, lysosomal enzymes, and these aggressive chemicals into the muscle matrix. Vitamin E is especially important. We're going to talk about vitamin E here as a wonderful supplement for reducing pigment waste like lipofuscin. But after a workout, vitamin E may be the most important supplement you could ever take for reducing post-inflammatory stress. For you guys who are marathon runners, I know I've talked to a lot of marathon runners that listen to the Brightside. If you're running marathons or if you're doing any kind of aerobic exercise, come home and use vitamin E, 400 international units a day. Essential fatty acids, especially omega-3 essential fatty acids, can be protective against post-inflammatory, post-workout inflammation, post-workout pain and soreness. Use the Ultimate EFAs from Longevity when you come home from a workout. Throw in a little extra vitamin E. You'll get a little vitamin E from your Ultimate EFAs, but throw in some extra vitamin E, 200 to 400 international units a day. So anyway, the cell dies. The lysosomes break down and and cause inflammation. Using nutritional supplementation and reducing your intake of pro-inflammatory foods can be very helpful. Under healthy circumstances, lysosomes will demolish, they'll incinerate cell waste, and life is good. However, once a cell begins to lose energy, this is what we're talking about here. What cells require to stay healthy? They require energy. When a cell begins to lose energy because it's starved of the mighty 90 essential nutrients, you're not taking your supplements, you're not eating correctly, you're not breathing correctly, once a cell begins to lose energy, lysosomes don't do their incinerating work. It's all about energy, folks. When a cell's deprived of energy, nothing in the cell will work, but when the lysosomes don't work effectively, then wastes begin to accumulate. And this is a big, big problem. Hang tight, I'll tell you what I mean when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben, you're listening to The Bright Side. Our number is 855-660-4261. Got a couple lines open for you. We'll be back right after this.
Hey, everybody, Jason Lewis here with another great idea from JasonLewisTeam.com. Now, how would you like an energy drink that's actually good for you? That's right, one that not only gives you an afternoon pick-me-up, but that's loaded with the most important antioxidants for reducing the damage from stress. It's called Pollen Burst, and it's a natural burst of energy that lasts for hours. Now, most energy drinks rely on a massive dose of caffeine, sugar, or even vitamin B. Pollen Burst takes a more balanced approach, and that's why I like it. I also love the fact that Pollen Burst has plenty of vitamin D and green tea extract. This is the best energy drink I've ever tried. So trust me, you'll not only like it better than the others, you'll love the way it's individually packaged for freshness as well. They've got these on-the-go stick packs. They're great. Pollen Burst. It's available at JasonLewisTeam.com or simply call 1-855-310-TEAM. For a natural burst of energy, it's Pollen Burst at JasonLewisTeam.com or 1-855-310-TEAM.
Hi, this is Gary Cooper with Midas Resources, Gold and Silver. Government shutdown, inept politicians, entitlements, looming Obamacare. The death of the U.S. dollar as a global reserve currency is what nobody wants to acknowledge. We have a debt bubble that cannot be paid and will eventually crash the dollar. If you're concerned about keeping your money, why not consider storing your wealth in gold and silver? Call me, Gary Cooper, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 130. Together we'll discuss your options of buying gold and silver. Again, the global elite have plans for your money, and it doesn't include you. So call me, Gary Cooper, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 130, and we'll discuss your options of buying precious metals. Also, I can send you information on how you can roll over your IRA or 401k into a precious metal IRA. Again, don't get caught with money in your account when the dollar crashes. Call me, Gary Cooper, at 1-800-686-2237, extension 130.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.
In the U.S., 1 in every 50 homes will have a break-in this year. Burglars call it smash and grab. Police call it robbery. We call it avoidable. We are Fake TV, a simple electronic device that can fool even professional burglars. Fake TV easily plugs into any outlet and simulates the changing colors of a television. To a burglar, it looks like someone must be home watching TV, so they'll likely move on to an easier target. At only $29.95, Fake TV costs less than a month of most alarm monitoring plans and comes with free shipping. Order your Fake TV by calling 877-5-FAKE-TV or go to faketv.com. That's 877-532-5388 or faketv.com. Fake TV, the burglar deterrent.
The nation's largest independently owned and operated talk radio network. The Genesis Communications Network. G.
On the Brightside from the British Medical Journal, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs and the risk of atrial fib, AFib, so-called. Apparently, If you're taking Motrin or Naprosyn or Aleve or any so-called non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, you have an increased risk of atrial fibrillation. No surprise there. Any prescription drug is going to increase the likelihood of anything going wrong in your body because your body's not supposed to be using prescription drugs. I'm not Pollyannish. I'm not silly. I'm a pharmacist. I study medicine. I've been studying medicine since 1983. I know there are times when we need drugs, but it's rare. Rare. And for every prescription drug that we take, every prescription pill that we pop, we increase our risk of degenerative disease. Pain pills, every medicine cabinet should have some, my opinion. I got pain pills in my medicine cabinet, okay? Everybody should have some pain pills around because you never know when you're going to need a pain pill, and praise the Lord that we have pain pills. Antibiotics, same way, even though we should all know these days that they're being overused, and we've got big problems with antibacterial resistance. It turns out even antibacterial soaps can cause antibacterial resistance, and that's a problem. But I'm glad we have antibiotics. But for ambulatory medicine, high blood pressure medicine, calcium channel blockers, heart disease, immune disease, etc., prescription drugs do nobody any good and only increase the likelihood of breakdown in degenerative disease. Proof positive, once again, this is from the British Medical Journal. Non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs increase the risk of AFib, atrial fibrillation. Okay, that's our little diversion, our little digression for today. Back to our story about cell waste and cell energy. When a cell starts to lose energy, the lysosomes, the little chemical incinerators, don't do their work as well. Then the wastes start to pile up, and this is where big problems result. One of the major cell wastes has been called the aging pigment. It's actually a glow-in-the-dark substance, which is kind of interesting. Lipofuscin. You probably never heard of lipofuscin. You don't hear a lot about it unless you've been listening to the Brightside, because we talk about it pretty frequently. Lipofuscin has been called the aging pigment. It's not really a pigment. It's more like cell waste that accumulate. Lipo, L-I-P-O, refers to the fact that the lipofuscin has a fatty nature. It's sort of fatty. Lipofuscin has a fatty kind of consistency, and that makes it sticky. Water-soluble material, they flush out of the body, but the fatty stuff, that stuff is sticky. Think peanut butter and jelly on a plate in your sink. The jelly will rinse off. That represents the water-soluble material, but the peanut butter doesn't rinse off as well. Peanut butter has a sticky kind of quality, and that's what fats do. Fats are difficult to flush out. Fatty wastes are difficult to flush out of a cell, and they can build up. If the little chemical incinerators don't have the energy that they need to do their work, these fatty materials can build up, and they can especially build up in areas of the body that work the fastest, the heart and the brain and the liver and the various glands in the body all tend to accumulate this cell waste faster than any other systems in the body. Lipofuscin in the eyes is very important, and one of the causes of, at least associated with, macular degeneration. Whether it's a cause or whether it's an effect, we don't know, but the fact is that macular degeneration and lipofuscin or cell waste are associated. Lipofuscin accumulation is thought to be involved in brain diseases, including Alzheimer's disease and Parkinson's disease. Same with lung diseases, same with autoimmune diseases. All of these have a lipofuscin cell waste connection. Because this stuff is sticky and mostly fatty, lipofuscin has a fatty nature, the best way to improve lipofuscin levels, or to improve the body's ability to flush out lipofuscin, involves improving fat absorption, fat processing, fat metabolism. If you want to pick one thing, just one thing to do to improve your health and increase your longevity, it would be to improve your body's ability to handle fats. The digestive system's ability to handle fats, as well as a cell's ability to handle fats. That means bile salts, ultimate enzymes, lecithin, choline, methionine, carnitine. These are all great ways to help improve fat absorption. Using apple cider vinegar after all your meals, using lecithin, can help improve fat absorption and fat digestion. This is especially important if you've had your gallbladder removed or you've had a hysterectomy. These are two major causes of fat malabsorption: hysterectomies and gallbladder removal. If you had your gallbladder, people, keep it. Now, if you've had your gallbladder removed, it's not the end of the world. You can still take supplements, and you can still do strategies that can improve your body's ability to handle fats. But please don't let any doctor or anybody tell you you don't need a gallbladder. Medical nonsense. You need a gallbladder. It isn't there because it's just extra. It's there because it's important. The gallbladder is a bag o' bile. It's a little bag that holds on to bile, so when we eat food, we can have enough of this bile squirting out into our intestine to break down fats. That ain't going to happen without a gallbladder. Yes, you can squirt out a little bile into your intestine from the liver, but it's very little. So keep your gallbladder if you have it. If you had it removed, focus on using fat-metabolizing nutrients. Same with if you've had a hysterectomy or post-menopause. After menopause, or if you've had your female organs removed, your ability to process fats becomes immediately compromised, and anybody who's had a hysterectomy can tell you that they have problems with fat metabolism, fat absorption, and they have symptoms associated with fat problems, including skin problems. That's just for vanity alone. Don't have a hysterectomy unless you have cancer, of course. That's the one time you need an organ removed if it's cancer-ridden. But just because you have cysts or fibroids or endometriosis, do not let anybody tell you you don't need a uterus or you don't need your ovaries, even if you're not going to have a baby, because it's all related to how the body produces hormones and how the body processes substances, including fats. Carnitine is really, really important for cell energy. Carnitine helps the body process fat, helps cells process fats, I should say, and carnitine can help improve the processing of cell waste and cell debris. We're going to be talking about carnitine here in a little bit because there's an important link between carnitine and methylation. Remember, maybe a couple weeks ago now, we started this whole talk about lysosomes and cell wastes by bringing methylation into the equation. We'll get back to methylation here in a bit, and we're going to talk about carnitine when we talk about methylation. There's a couple of different forms of carnitine. I like a version called acetylcarnitine if you want to supplement. There are some deluxe versions of carnitine out there. I like the acetylcarnitine form. A good daily dose is 100 to 500 milligrams a day. Carnitine, carne, comes from meat. Carne means meat in Latin. Carnitine comes from meat, once again demonstrating the problems vegans and vegetarians might have by avoiding flesh foods, animal foods. I'm not a big meat eater, but the fact is there are lots of good things in meat that you're not going to find in other foods. You'll get some carnitine in cheese. Avocados will get you some carnitine too, as well as legumes and grains, but the densest source of carnitine is going to be flesh foods. Then there's a really important relationship between vitamin E and lipofuscin. In fact, vitamin E may be the main anti-lipofuscin weapon that you could use in terms of nutritional supplements anyway. Vitamin E is a guardian vitamin. It protects and it guards. It's the quintessential protection vitamin with especially protective effects for the cell membrane. Remember, it's all about energy, and the cell membrane is parceling out energy into a cell, and vitamin E protects that cell membrane. We'll talk a lot about vitamin E on our next Brightside episode and how you can use vitamin E to help reduce the aging pigment inside of cells. I'm Pharmacist Ben. We're coming back with your phone calls on the Brightside right after this. Don't go away.
So my elementary school-age child is begging me for a cell phone.
Please, Mom, please. All the kids have them.
But I've seen the research, and it makes sense to me that any mobile device that operates using electromagnetic frequencies that close to me or my child's head needs to be blocked.
Harmful wireless radiation is real. Protect yourself and your loved ones with Block It Pocket. Call 888-315-9618. Free shipping to the lower 48. BlockItPocket.com. Enhancing health and privacy.
The TalkStream Live app for iPhone, iPad, and Android is the fastest and easiest way to access live talk radio anytime, anywhere. Download the free TalkStream Live app right now and see for yourself. You'll enjoy instant access to the best in live talk radio. Find your favorite shows and discover some new ones. The TalkStream Live app is available in the App Store, the Google Play Store, or visit TalkStreamLive.com. That's TalkStreamLive.com.
It's hard to imagine when things are going reasonably well just how quickly things can change. But what would it take? Economic collapse? Massive crop failure? Chemical or biological attack? So many situations could find you in the grocery looking to pick up food for your family only to find that the shelves are empty. There's nothing. Don't let that happen. Act today to make sure that if it ever comes to that, you and your family will be provided for. Visit freezedryguy.com to look at the wide variety of survival foods available. Freeze-dried foods from the Freeze Dry Guy store longer, rehydrate faster, are nutritionally superior to, and taste better than any other long-term storage food available. Visit freezedryguy.com or call toll-free 866-404-3663. freezedryguy.com.
Don't complain about your cable bill going up and up and up. Do something about it. Grab a pencil and jot down this special number, 1-855-905-MY-TV. The more cable TV rates go up, the better digital satellite TV looks. Say goodbye to the cable guy and get more of your favorite channels in 100% digital quality for less money. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. Sign up for packages starting as low as $19.99, and there's no equipment to buy. You get free HD TV upgrade, a free DVR upgrade, and free professional installation. You control what you watch when you watch it. Record your favorite shows. Pause and rewind live TV. Even skip the commercials. Watch local channels too. At just $19.99, what are you waiting for? Pull out your major credit or debit card. Call 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV. Say goodbye to the cable guy. Cut costs and get more. 1-855-905-MY-TV. 1-855-905-MY-TV.
I will never forget the day my son Jeremy told me he hated me and slammed the door in my face. I'm behavioral therapist Janet Lehman. Behavior problems can turn the child you love and your life into a nightmare. That's why my husband James and I created the Total Transformation, the step-by-step program that shows you how to fix the worst behavior problems and get your child to respect and listen to you again. No matter what the behavior, defiance, backtalk, angry outbursts, disrespect, we can help you stop it. Now you can get the Total Transformation for free. All you need to do is get the program and let us know how it works for you. You can keep it forever for free.
Limited number of free programs available. Call now. 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. That's 1-888-912-1595. 1-888-912-1595. For over 5 years, you've been hearing about the Berkey Guy, so you may know a few things about him. For example, you are well aware of the superior quality and effectiveness of Berkey water filters and accessories. But did you know the Berkeys have had independent lab tests done to prove just how effective they are? It's true, and he can email you the test results. Just visit GoBerkey.com. You may also know that the Berkey Guy has helped tens of thousands of people get better prepared. Now here's something you may not know. GoBerkey.com has amazing specials and deals all the time on a wide variety of survival and preparedness products. Most ready to ship same day. Visit the Berkey Guy at GoBerkey.com and be sure to click the red Products on Sale Now button. You can always call toll-free 877-886-3653. Again, that's 877-886-3653. GoBerkey.com, home of the Berkey Guy.
We are the premier independent talk radio network, the Genesis Communications Network, GC.
All right, we are back on the bright side. I'm Pharmacist Ben. Thanks for being here. We are on the air Monday through Friday, 8 to 9 Pacific and 10 to 11 Central Time, 24/7 on the archive page at brightsideben.com, where you will find a shopping cart as well as a Join the Team link that you can click on if you want to start a longevity business and help spread the word about the power and importance of a good nutritional supplement program. Share the BTT, earn yourself some thank you checks, start your own business, all for a one-time $10 fee. What are you waiting for? If you haven't checked it out yet, go over to brightsideben.com. Do it now. Hit the Join the Team link and join the team. Make some money and help spread the word about the power of a good nutritional supplement program. Our number today is 855-660-4261. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about cell waste and how you can use vitamin E. And we'll also, hopefully we'll get to talk about a really amazing supplement that you'll find in a couple of longevity products, at least one longevity product that is really important for brain health, really important for movement disorders especially, and also very important for skin health. We'll do that tomorrow and in the coming days as we continue talking about cell waste and cell and degenerative disease and the aging process on the bright side. Okay, let's go off to Indiana. Welcome, Larry, to the Brightside. Good morning. How you doing, buddy?
Good morning. Good morning. I had problems yesterday with my phone, but anyway.
Okay.
I love your detailed information, by the way, because you break it down so that a fifth grader understands.
Not too much information?
Oh, no. You break it down to a fifth grader level.
Okay, good. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay, I like that. Thank you, Larry.
I have a question about nutritional oils. I heard Dr. Joel Wallach say often to his callers on his talk show to not use any cooking oils, including the nutritional oils. And I never heard him explain why.
Okay, that's a good question.
Could you tell me?
Yes, I will tell you. And first of all, I love Dr. Wallach. I've been following him since the middle 90s, since 1995, 1996. He's one of my nutritional mentors. I love the guy personally, but I don't always agree with him, and I don't agree with him in this particular instance. But here's the thinking, and his thinking, it makes sense in a certain way. Oils are very unstable, and unstable is the enemy of nutrition. When you have an unstable food or an unstable supplement, that actually can create a lot more harm than good, and oils are incredibly unstable. The problem is instability in a nutrient is also related to energy and value. So oils, while they're very unstable, are also very highly energetic and very, very, very valuable. So it's kind of like you got to make a decision. Do I want to take a chance on incorporating some unstable molecules, putting some unstable molecules into my body, or do I want to take a chance on doing that, or do I want to avoid them and lose the value? I'm erring on getting them into my body and then working on stabilizing them. Dr. Wallach and a couple other people, including Dr. Glidden, feel like, well, it's not worth taking a chance. I disagree because of their tremendous value. I also disagree because I've seen the results visually with my own eyes. I've seen my patients get on oils, get on the Ultimate EFAs, get on nutritional oils, and by the way, Dr. Wallach feels like the capsules that contain the nutritional oil protect the oil from instability, so that's a little bit different than straight nutritional oils. But in any case, I've seen what they do. I've seen what liquid nutritional oils do to my clients. I've seen their skin improve. I've seen their menstrual cramps go away. I've seen the markers of degenerative disease start to improve when people use these things. So in combination with my understanding of these nutritional oils and how important they are for the body, I'm saying take them and use them, but just use them very carefully. Make sure they're fresh. Make sure you're keeping them in a cold place. Make sure they're kept out of the light. And make sure you're using vitamin E and selenium with your oils, both of which can have, especially the vitamin E, that's vitamin E's main role is to protect oils. Especially use vitamin E with your oils. Now, many oils contain vitamin E. Vitamin E is found in oils. Nature, Mother Nature, the divine force, protects oils naturally by using vitamin E, but you can use supplemental vitamin E to protect from the oils. That having been said, you never want to cook an oil because that really accelerates the degeneration of the oil, with the exception of coconut oil and butter, which both are very stable. Now, there are higher smoke point oils like macadamia nut oil and even olive oil that you can cook with, but I wouldn't burn them or cook them or use them at very high temperature. By the way, eggs and foods that contain oil, including fish, you don't want to cook those a lot either because you'll damage the oils also. So Dr. Wallach and a few other folks feel, and a lot of folks actually feel like the oils are damaged just by the light and just by oxygen and just by being oils. They're damaged, and you don't want to use them. I feel like they have so much nutritional value that you do want to use them, but you want to make sure you use them very, very carefully. You want to store them very carefully, and you want to use nutritional supplements with those oils. Another problem with oils is the balance of essential fats that are in the oils. As you know probably from listening to the program, there's two special essential fats. We call them omega-6s and omega-3s. Many of the oils that we eat are rich in omega-6s, but not so rich in omega-3s. That's because in nature and in the human body, there's lots more omega-6s than there are omega-3s. Omega-3s are in the body at maybe a third or even less of the amount that omega-6s are, and in nature, most of the oils are going to be omega-6s, especially grain oils. Consequently, we get lots more omega-6s than we do omega-3s, and that's another problem with excess ingestion of vegetable oils. You get way more omega-6s than 3. So the two main problems are the instability of these oils. They produce free radicals, they contain free radicals, and instability and nutrition are opposites. They oppose each other, they antagonize each other. And then secondly, there's the balance issue where you get more omega-6s than omega-3s from most of the oils that we eat. What I would say is use the oils, but use them extremely carefully. Make sure they're refrigerated, make sure they're kept out of the light, make sure they're kept away from oxygen, all of which can further destabilize the oils. Don't cook with them unless you're cooking with coconut oil and or butter. And then use vitamin E and selenium and even alpha lipoic acid, which can all have protective benefits can help protect the oils from going rancid. That's the technical term for a destabilized oil is rancidity. And these nutritional supplements can keep them from going rancid. Does that help you, Larry?
Oh, yes, very much. Thank you.
Good deal. All right. God bless. Have a beautiful day, buddy. Okay, let's go to David in California. What's up? Welcome to the Brightside.
Hey, Ben. Great show, of course.
Thank you. What's going on?
I have a question. I've got a friend who is, you touched on it a second ago, macular degeneration.
Okay.
Diagnosed with it. And I heard the lecithin and the vitamin E.
Okay, very important.
And stuff. But what can she do?
Okay, well, here's the deal. The key word in macular degeneration is not macular, it's degeneration. Right. And it's just another way that the body breaks down. This is so important. In fact, if I had to pick a cornerstone philosophy of the bright side, it's the idea that the body breaks down systemically. And even if we see it in one part of the body, rest assured the body's breaking down everywhere. What we want to do is not necessarily address the macula or the eyes. We want to address the degenerative process. The macula breaks down for the same reason everything else breaks down. Poor handling of blood, poor handling of sugar, accumulation of toxins, and low energy to a cell. So how do we handle that? Well, specifically, you want to handle for the eye, because the eye is subject to a lot of activity from the light. You want to start using your antioxidant nutrients. Those are the most important nutrients for all degeneration, and especially for the macula, because it's subject to so much energy or so much attack from the light. It's in the eyes, obviously. So using antioxidant nutrients, especially pigments, colored nutrients, is the most important strategy for dealing with all degeneration, but especially for the macula. That means yellows, reds, blues, greens. Where do you get those pigments? Vegetables. Vegetables. And there's a couple other neat sources of pigments, and I'll tell you what those are, David, when we come back from our break. I'm Pharmacist Ben. You're listening to The Bright Side on the Genesis Communication Network. We will be back right after this. Don't go away.
Hello, it's Tom Chenault from The Tom Chenault Show. We are experts in home-based business and residual income. We show people how to make money from their home, either part-time or full-time, and in partnership with Genesis Communication Network, we've organized a team to fight back about people not having money, time, or health. And we need your help. What we want you to do is, if you've got an interest in building an organization to fight back against people taking our money, taking our time, and taking our health, we want to talk to you. All you need to do is call this number, 855-308-8326. Again, all you want to do is call 855-308-8326. You can make a tremendous amount of money and end up fighting for a great cause. Please call us right now.
So we decided to upgrade the look of our home.
You know, improve the curb appeal.
We decided to add the look of stone to the exterior.
We really like the stacked stone look.
Yeah, but when I checked into the price, it was ridiculous. No way could we afford it.
Then a friend told me about Genstone. Genstone.
Genstone comes in lightweight panels made of polyurethane. They've actually engineered the hassle out of installation. No mortar, no mesh. It was easy. Even I could do it.
We just screwed the panels to the wall and it looks like stone. stone. I mean, it really looks like stone.
Yeah, from the box to the wall in minutes.
We love the look of our home now.
And Gemstone is durable, comes with a 25-year warranty, and offers additional R value for insulation.
If you want the look of stone at a price you can afford, call Gemstone
at 855-955-STONE.
Trust me, you'll save money.
And you'll love the look.
855-955-STONE. That's 855-955-7866.
We live in a complicated society. Stressful issues are always popping up. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone? Have you ever been overcharged for a repair? Have you ever signed a contract or a document? Worried about identity theft? How many times have you been in those unique situations where you just wanted to call an attorney to find out if you're right or wrong, or what your legal rights are? But every time you think about calling an attorney, what do you think about first? That's right. Who do you call, and how much will it cost? Our friends at Legal Shield have found a solution. With a nationwide network of 6,900 attorneys who average over 19 years of experience, Legal Shield's law firms take over 40,000 calls per week helping their members. For less than $20 per month, you can have access to Legal Shield on everything from the trivial to the traumatic. Let Legal Shield stand up for your rights at lsprotection.com. That's lsprotection.com. Or call 855-340-SAVE, 855-340-7283.
Results will vary from case to case.
This alert just came in. This special announcement is for business owners and leaders of organizations who've been waiting for the right time to build. General Steel has made it impossible to wait any longer with rock-bottom prices that could save you thousands. That's right. General Steel, America's leader in pre-engineered structures, is offering buildings at prices you will never see again. Don't miss these prices. A 50 by 100 for under $30,000. You heard right. That's 5,000 square feet under $30,000. Manufacturers, if you need a larger building, try a 100 by 100 commercial building for $129,000. You can't afford to rent with these prices. Imagine a 70 by 100 foot church building for under $69,000. With the economy improving and interest rates still at historic lows, you can't afford to wait. So call 866-91-STEEL. Lock in your price now. Take delivery in spring. 866-91-STEEL. That's 866-917-8335.
We are America's largest independently owned communications network, GCN.
All right, we're back on the bright side. Got a couple more minutes to talk to you at 855-660-4261. David in California, we're talking macular degeneration. David, you there, my friend? Okay, I think we got David. I hope we got David.
I am.
Okay, good. So you want to consider that the entire body breaks down as a whole, even though you're only seeing it in the macula, which makes sense because the macula is subject to lots of attack from light. I don't want to say attack, but lots of energy from light. First thing you want to think about with macular degeneration is controlling blood sugar. The reaction between sugar and the macula is one of the causes of the degenerative process. So keeping your blood sugar stable, more protein, less insulin spiking foods, using your B vitamins, which are your major sugar metabolizing vitamins. Magnesium is very important. Vitamin E can help. Vitamin E can help for the macula and the light as well as for sugar metabolism. Chromium, vanadium, the sweeties, very important. Most importantly, though, is restricting your intake of these kinds of foods, breads, pastas, cereals, processed carbohydrates. All processed carbohydrates are a problem, including fruit juice, etc. Then there's the pigment approach. The macula is a pigment, and using pigments are really, really helpful for not just for the eyes, but also for the skin. Anything that's going to be helpful for your eyes is also going to be important for skin health, and pigments are important for both. That means reds and blues and greens. You have dark green leafy vegetables, which are wonderful sources of greens, as well as yellows, even though you can't see the yellow. Lutein, zeaxanthin, you've probably seen these names on eye vitamins. Youngevity's got a great eye product called the Vision FX, which also has some of these pigments in it. There's a product, Youngevity product, that's a pigment powder, and I forgot the name of it. I think it's called Ultimate Youth, and it's a pigment powder you can use. Anything with pigments is going to help. Spinach, kale, even corn, which is high in sugar, but it's got some good pigments for the eyes. Orange peppers, green peppers, zucchinis, kiwi, squash. These are all good sources of pigments. And then also, my favorite source of pigments for protecting the eyes and protecting the skin from the sun is algae and chlorellas. Anything that lives on top of the ocean is going to have an ability to process the sun and sunlight, and we can get the advantage of that sunlight processing chemistry by eating algae, eating chlorella, eating spirulina. Any of these kinds of foods are wonderful for protecting the eyes from breaking down, protecting the macula from breaking down. The macula is the center part of the eye. Also, N-acetylcysteine, which we talk a lot about on this program, selenium, very important for the eyes. And don't forget about vitamin A, which is important for all breakdown processes. Vitamin A stands for vitamin anabolic. Anabolic is chemistry talk for building. So vitamin A is your main building, anti-degenerative vitamin, and of course it's got a special role to play in eye health. Tons of great strategies for macular degeneration, but most importantly, you want to consider macular degeneration as just a symptom of the overall breakdown process in the body. It's a leaf on the degenerative tree, on the tree of degeneration. It's just merely a leaf, and there's other leaves as well, and you want to take care of the trunk of the tree and the roots of the tree, and that involves protecting the body from the degenerative process in general. Of course, I didn't even tell you about the digestive system, but that always is job number one, making sure your digestive system is operating pristinely. All right, Dave?
The best source for vitamin A?
Supplements are the best, but if you're going to go the food route, liver, organ meats are your best sources of vitamin A. There's no vitamin A in plants, people. That's beta-carotene, and it is not vitamin A. So if you're vegan or vegetarian, I don't know how you're going to get your vitamin A unless you're willing to supplement. If you're vegan, you can always use fish liver or fish oil, but vegetarian. But if you're vegan, you're going to have a problem because there's no vitamin A in plants. There's beta-carotene, which is similar, but it has to be processed in order to be converted to vitamin A. So butter, dairy, organ meats, fish, these are your fish livers especially, those are going to be your best sources of vitamin A. Got to move, David. Thank you so much, buddy, for calling, and thanks for the kind words. I appreciate it. All right, let's go to Canada and welcome Nigel to the Brightside. What's up, Nigel?
Hey, Ben, I'm calling in for my wife.
Okay.
She's 36 years old.
Okay.
She has possible endolymphatic hydrops or
no.
fluid buildup in the inner ear, causing it to...
Okay, now endolymphatic means it's inside the lymph, right? Hydrops means some kind of fluid buildup, and that's exactly what you're saying, right? She got it in the inner ear?
Possible. Like, they haven't figured it out, but that's like the leading idea about it right now.
Is she? She does have the vertigo. She's dizzy, that kind of thing.
Yeah. She's had 4 episodes in the last 7 years.
Okay.
She got it like 3 months after flying for the first time at the age of 30.
Okay. What else does she have? She's got to have something else going on. By the way, endolymphatic hydrops, which is also called Meniere's disease, is most of the time doctors will tell you it's idiopathic. Idiopathic means they don't know what the heck is causing it.
Yeah.
So, well, I'm telling you what's causing it. When you got pressure or fullness or fluid buildup, you got something attacking the body, period. Endolymphatic means that there's a fluid buildup. That means the immune system has been activated. Okay? So she's got to have something else going on because you can't just treat endolymphatic hydrops, Meniere's disease, vertigo, whatever you want to call it, unless you address the causes. She's got to have some kind of autoimmune problem, maybe diabetes, anything that you know of?
No, we've been doing a pretty good job following your show, like no dairy, no gluten.
That's what you're doing. It's what you're not doing that counts. What you're doing is great, but there's something missing. What other symptoms does she have? She's got to have something else, and if you don't know, then you got to find them. Now, what you can do is you can treat her generally, which is always going to help, and that's digestion, blood sugar, and adrenal stress. I'll tell you about that here in a minute. But what you really want to do to address the problem is figure out what other things are going wrong in the body. And I know I've said this before, but I'll say it again. It's like you have a painting. If you have a big canvas and you have a white canvas, you put one drop in the middle of the canvas, a drop of paint in the middle of the canvas, you don't have anything. But if you start to put more drops, eventually a picture will start to emerge. Eventually you'll start to see, maybe if you put 3 or 4 drops, you can maybe create a river or birds or trees or a mountain. The more drops you have of paint, the more sample spots you have, the more data you have, the more clear your picture is going to be. We just have one drop if we have Meniere's disease. That's just one drop on our canvas. That doesn't tell us anything. Now, I can tell you there's probably some other breakdown going on in the body, and if you just want to handle it generically, focus on digestive health, number one. That means probiotics, the biolumin nightly essence, digestive enzymes, apple cider vinegar, all the digestive supplements we talk about on the program. Secondly, stabilize the blood sugar with more protein, less refined carbohydrates, and then use sugar metabolizing nutrients, the B complex, magnesium, vitamin E. We've talked about these a lot. And then thirdly, stabilize the adrenal glands, which are your stress glands, using vitamin C, zinc, adrenal extracts, the B complex, vitamin B12, deep breathing, relaxation techniques, what I call hot tub therapy, where you sit in a bath or a hot tub and just relax and breathe deeply. All of these are very important for the adrenal glands. But more importantly, Nigel, what I would be doing is focusing really hard on what else is happening in the body so that we can get an entire picture. And if you don't know, that doesn't mean it's not there. That means you just don't know. So what you got to do is you got to place great attention on all kinds of symptoms, digestive symptoms certainly, but maybe movement disorder symptoms, jitteriness, maybe anxiety, maybe problem sleeping. Anything you could do, any symptoms you could find will give us a greater picture, a more detailed picture of what's happening in the body. Does that make sense?
Yeah, do you think having her tonsils and adenoids would have anything to do with it?
Did she have it out recently?
No, when she was 11, she had a really bad...
No, but the fact that she had her tonsils out tells me that something was getting into her body. The tonsils are part of your immune system, and when the tonsils get inflamed, that usually means there's a bunch of crap that's been building up in the body. So that tells me that she had a problem ever since she was a little girl, probably a food problem. So this is where that's a good clue, though. That's a very good clue. I wouldn't say it had something to do with the tonsils, but I'd say both the tonsils and the Meniere's disease are related to the same problem, and that's toxins that are getting into the body. The number one place is through food. I'd be focusing on food, Nigel, because it sounds like that's where the problem is lying. And no surprise there. That's usually where the problem is. But the fact that she had a tonsillectomy at a young age, at the age of 11, tells me that it's been going on for a long time.
What about getting the lymphatic system moving more? Would that help?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. Getting on a rebounder, running, that's great point, Nigel. Anything you could do to improve the movement of fluids through the lymph. Remember, the lymph doesn't have a pump. The lymph is exactly the same, not exactly, but very similar to the blood system. In fact, it's part of the circulatory system, except for one problem, one difference. It doesn't have a pump. Your heart has a pump, and so the blood will circulate around via the action of the pump. When it comes to the lymph, you're the pump. We're the pump. Our muscular movement and deep breathing also helps pump the lymph. So deep breathing can help move the lymph around, and it can also help with the adrenal stress, and then also getting on a rebounder, walking, running, doing any kind of aerobic exercise, any kind of exercise really will improve the movement of lymph. I hope that helps, Nigel, because we're just flat out of time. Sorry if we left you on hold. Please call back tomorrow, and we'll get you first up. Tell our call screener we left you on hold. Thanks so much, folks, for listening. I'm Pharmacist Ben. If you want to check out my website, it's brightsideben.com. We've got a shopping cart with all the longevity products. We also have a Join the Team link that you can click on. And I encourage you to check out my blog, pharmacistben.com as well. Tomorrow we'll continue talking about the aging pigment, lipofuscin, and what you can do to help flush lipofuscin out of the body. And then we'll tell you about a really interesting nutritional supplement that you can get in a couple of longevity products that's very important for brain health as well as for helping remove lipofuscin out of the body. All right, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Pharmacist Ben. So we'll talk to you all later, folks. Have a wonderful, beautiful, spectacular day. Bye-bye for now.
If you're worried about your health and you're tired of the nasty side effects of harsh drugs or antibiotics, then look no further. Supernatural Silver is the answer. Supernatural Silver is a powerful immune system enhancer that can be used every day to help keep you healthy and well with none of those nasty side effects. It's extremely safe for use internally as well as topically. And Supernatural Silver is hundreds of times more effective than colloidal or ionic silver. It is perfect for use in the sinuses, eyes, ears, and on any wound or skin issue. Supernatural Silver is also extremely effective when taken orally and can help fight off bacteria, viruses, and mold that may be overwhelming your immune system. Go to supernaturalsilver.com, supernaturalsilver.com, and use the promo code SILVER2014 for 20% off of your entire order and give yourself and your loved ones a fighting chance with Supernatural Silver.
Great news, pure water lovers. BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com has a special discount offer for all GCN listeners. You can't do better than a Big Berkey for economy. For only 1.7 cents a gallon, a single set of filters can last for 5 to 10 years. There's none better than a Big Berkey for emergency preparedness as a backup water source. And you just can't beat a Big Berkey to remove dangerous chlorine, all types of fluoride, pathogenic bacteria, cysts, parasites, and unhealthy byproducts from municipal water. Berkey water filter systems are even powerful enough to purify stagnant pond water. For the gold standard in water filters, get a Big Berkey at BigBerkeyWaterFilters.com. And all GCN listeners get 5% off all ceramic filter systems. For details, call 1-877-99-BERKEY. That's 877-99-BERKEY. Big Berkey Water Filters, for the love of clean water.